Have you ever wondered why some people keep rising while others stay stuck no matter how hard they work? The difference isn't luck, talent, or even opportunity. It's habits. The rich and the poor live under the same sky, but they build their lives with different bricks. It's not about money, it's about mindset. The habits you repeat daily quietly decide your future. What you do in silence determines whether you'll live in struggle or success. This isn't about greed, and it's about growth. So ask yourself, are your habits building wealth, or are they silently keeping you poor? The truth is, wealth is not an accident. It's a consequence of habits. Success doesn't come from a secret formula or a lucky break. It comes from the patterns you live by every single day. Habits are the invisible architecture of your destiny. And the difference between the rich and the poor lies not in circumstances, but in consistency. The rich don't think in terms of days. They think in decades. They don't chase comfort. They chase growth. They don't work for money. They make money work for them. The poor wait for opportunities to appear. The rich create them. You see, it's not the amount in your bank account that defines wealth. It's the mindset that shapes how you use your time, your focus, and your energy. The poor spend their time entertaining themselves. The rich spend their time educating themselves. One group seeks escape. The other seeks elevation. When the poor man comes home from work, he turns on the television to forget his day. The rich man opens a book to design his future. The poor man thinks about surviving the month. The rich man plans how to thrive for the next 10 years. One lives for comfort, the other lives for legacy. Habits determine direction, and direction determines destiny. Wealthy people understand that time is their most valuable currency. They don't waste it gossiping, scrolling, or complaining. They treat every hour as an investment, because they know that every wasted day is a lost opportunity to build freedom. Poor habits steal from your future while pretending to comfort you, sleeping in when you promised to wake up early, spending when you should save, talking when you should act. These are the small habits that compound into failure. Success too compounds, but only for those who respect the process. The rich understand delayed gratification. They plant seeds today knowing the harvest may come years later. The poor want the fruit without planting the tree. They crave instant pleasure, instant success, instant results. But nothing permanent grows in impatience. The rich play the long game. The poor chase shortcuts. That's why one group builds empires while the other struggles to pay bills. The poor believe life happens to them. The rich believe life responds to them. One blames circumstances. The other builds strategies. One waits for luck. The other creates leverage. The mindset difference is everything. A poor mindset says, I can't afford it. A rich mindset says, how can I afford it? The poor see problems as obstacles. The rich see them as opportunities in disguise. When the poor face failure, they quit. When the rich face failure, they learn. Failure is the tuition of success, and only those who are willing to fail forward eventually win. Another habit that separates the rich from the poor is self-discipline. The rich master their impulses, the poor obey them. Self-control is the bridge between dreams and reality. The rich know that every choice is a vote for the future they want. They choose to work when others rest, to save when others spend, to read when others scroll, to build when others sleep. Discipline is the quiet difference between those who succeed publicly and those who fail privately. The poor complain about the system. The rich learn how to play within it. The poor say the game is rigged. The rich say then I'll learn the rules better. The poor wait for help. The rich help themselves. You cannot rise above the level of your habits. If your habits are small, your results will be small. The rich have a habit of learning, constant lifelong learning. They feed their minds with knowledge, the same way the poor feed their fears. They read books, attend seminars, listen to mentors. They surround themselves with those who challenge them, not those who comfort their excuses. The poor surround themselves with people who make them feel good about staying the same. The rich surround themselves with people who force them to evolve. Because environment shapes elevation, the rich understand the power of association. You cannot fly with eagles while walking with pigeons. If you spend time with 5 broke people, you'll be the 6th. If you spend time with 5 driven people, you'll rise to their level. The poor consume, the rich create. One group spends their money to look rich. The other invests their money to become rich. The poor buy things that lose value. The rich buy things that gain value. The poor see money as something to spend. The rich see money as a soldier that multiplies when deployed wisely. The poor want to impress others. The rich want to improve themselves. When the poor earn more, they upgrade their lifestyle. When the rich earn more, they upgrade their assets. The poor buy liabilities and call them achievements. The rich buy freedom and call it purpose. It's not greed, it's strategy. Another key difference is how each group views time. The poor trade time for money. The rich trade money for time. The poor work harder. The rich work smarter. The poor think effort equals income. The rich know systems equal income. The poor work in their business. The rich work on their business. That's the power of leverage. Building something that earns even while you rest. You cannot become wealthy if your income stops when you stop working. The rich focus on building passive income. The poor focus on earning active income. The rich ask, how can I make money while I sleep? The poor ask, how can I get a raise? The mindset of wealth is expansion, not limitation. Another habit that separates them is emotional control. The rich don't let emotions dictate decisions. They remain calm under pressure, patient in chaos, and focused in uncertainty. The poor react. The rich respond. The poor let their feelings control their future. The rich let their vision control their feelings. The poor quit when it's hard. The rich persist when it's hard. That's why one grows while the other crumbles. The rich understand that consistency beats intensity. Doing small things daily, saving, learning, building, improving, leads to massive results over time. The poor chase bursts of motivation, then fall back into comfort. Motivation starts the engine. Discipline keeps it running. The poor say, I'll start when I feel like it. The rich say, I'll start and the feeling will follow. The poor live by emotion. The rich live by principle. Every successful person you admire didn't start rich. They built habits that led to wealth. They started with the same 24 hours but used them differently. They mastered the art of saying no. No to distractions. No to short-term pleasure. No to negative people. No to mediocrity. The poor say yes to everything and wonder why they have no focus. The rich understand that saying no to the wrong things is saying yes to the right future. The poor see hard work as pain. The rich see it as progress. The poor avoid discomfort. The rich embrace it, because growth never happens inside comfort. The rich know that suffering today creates strength tomorrow. They wake up early not because they have to, but because they choose to take control of their day before the world does. The poor wake up late and spend their mornings reacting instead of creating. Morning habits define mindset. The rich start the day with clarity, reading, exercising, planning, while the poor start the day scrolling through other people's lives. The rich feed their focus. The poor feed their distractions. Success loves preparation, and the rich prepare daily. They don't pray for miracles without moving their feet. They pray and then act. Faith without work is fantasy. The poor wait for opportunity to knock. The rich build the door. The poor think life is unfair. The rich think life is a game of skill. The rich know luck favors the prepared. The poor want the outcome without the effort. The rich fall in love with the process because they know every small habit compounds. Every saved dollar, every read page, every quiet morning of focus, it all adds up. The poor spend decades waiting for a big break that never comes. The rich spend decades mastering small habits that compound into empires. The poor believe success is about who you know. The rich believe success is about who you become. The rich invest in their mind because they know the greatest return always comes from within. The poor fear change. The rich chase it. The poor cling to the past. The rich create the future. The poor want security. The rich want freedom. And freedom only comes from discipline. The rich are students of failure. The poor are victims of it. The rich use failure as feedback. The poor use it as proof that they can't succeed. The poor see mistakes as reasons to quit. The rich see mistakes as tuition for greatness. It's all perspective. And that perspective is a habit, a mental muscle that grows through repetition. The rich practice gratitude daily. The poor practice complaint. Gratitude opens doors. Complaint closes them. The rich focus on what they have. The poor focus on what they lack. And wherever your focus goes, your energy flows. The poor say, I never get lucky. The rich say, I create my own luck. One lives in reaction, the other lives in intention. So if you want to change your life, stop asking for a different result and start building different habits. Read instead of scroll, invest instead of spend, exercise instead of sleep in, plan instead of wish, act instead of talk, save instead of show off, learn instead of blame. The gap between the rich and poor isn't built overnight. It's built over years of consistent choices. You don't need to be born into wealth to live like the wealthy. You just need to think, act, and discipline yourself the way they do. Wealth starts in the mind long before it reaches the wallet. The rich understand that mindset is the foundation of every fortune. They don't chase money. They chase mastery. They know that if they become valuable, money will follow. The poor chase success. The rich attract it. Because success doesn't chase people, it chases value. Become valuable through habits that build character, consistency, and courage. Don't envy the rich, study them. Don't hate success and learn from it. Every wealthy person was once an ordinary person who changed their daily habits. You can do the same. Your future is written by what you repeatedly do. Change your habits and you'll change your life. Because in the end, the difference between rich and poor isn't about what they have. It's about who they've become through the habits they live by every single day.